Oh, man, Pastor Haynes.
Thank y'all so much for coming out.
Oh, I know you got a good word this morning. Good morning, Pastor Haynes.
Oh, good morning, Rickey Smiley. Thank you for this, because all of us know that life is filled with struggles and troubles and battles. But the good news is that God's goodness shows up in the midst of life going bad and people doing bad things to you. God is still good. Struggles. I think that's why Langston Hughes wrote a poem entitled Mother to Son. Well, son, I tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in it, splinters, boards torn up, places with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the while, I've been a climbing on and reaching landings and turning corners, and sometimes going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So, boy, don't you quit now. Don't you sit down on them steps because you find it's kind of hard. I still climbing. I still going, and life for me ain't been no crystal stair. Get it? Struggles and troubles and battles, they are a part of the scenery of life. But guess what? Shot through those struggles and troubles and battles is the goodness of God, and God's goodness will give you strength so you don't quit. God's goodness will show up and somehow convert what has been bad to you into something good for you. You see, God doesn't bring the bad, but God is good enough to somehow transform what started out as bad, and before you know it, God has used it to make something good happen for you. And before you know it, you are stronger, not in spite of what you've been through, but because of what you've been through. You are wiser, not in spite of adversity, but because out of that adversity, it was transformed into your university. That suffering became a school of hard knocks, and you know only God could have done that. And so God is good. So I guess that's the word I'm giving to all of you. Yes, life ain't fair. Life is filled with struggles and troubles and battles, but God is good, and God's goodness always has the last word. God's goodness always somehow ends up with you being in the best place, even though life has tried to do its worst to you. May all of that let you know that God is good.
Oh, man, ladies and gentlemen, the senior pastor of Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church, Dallas, Texas, Pastor Frederick Douglass Haynes. Pastor Haynes, let everybody know how you could be reached.
Hey, thank you, Rickey Smiley. You can follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at FH Unscripted. I'm on Facebook, Frederick D. Haynes, and my YouTube channel is Frederick Haynes.
There it is. Love you, Pastor Haynes. Thank you so much.
You, Rickey. Thank you, man. Thank
yes,
you.
Sir.
News headlines, entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 12 minutes after the hour. Y'all got your front page right here. Maria Moore, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Here's a look at today's news. The House voted yesterday to create an independent bipartisan commission to investigate the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Despite opposition from House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy, as well as former President Donald Trump, 35 Republicans joined all the Democrats in favor of the measure. The bill still has to go through the Senate, where the likelihood of approval is unknown. Yesterday, President Biden said he expected a de-escalation in the airstrikes in Gaza, but Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu showed no signs of backing down. More airstrikes against Hamas were launched in the Gaza Strip yesterday. Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott signed legislation that bans abortions in the state after a fetal heartbeat can be detected, which is as early as 6 weeks before many women even know they're pregnant. The law also allows any citizen, even someone who is not a Texas resident, to sue for up to $10,000 if they find anyone helps a woman get an abortion. I'm Maria Moore sitting in for Eva. That's a look at news. Rock T, what's good in sports?
Already, thank you, Maria. It went down. The showdown as expected. NBA play-in tournament in the Western Conference, man. Golden State loses to the Lakers 100-103, man. Steph
You
Curry,
lying.
7 points.
Man, get out the radio line, bruh. You lying.
LeBron hit the game-winning deep three-pointer.
Bro, don't do this on the radio today.
Dog, man, let me tell you something, man.
Bro, I went to bed with butterflies in my stomach. They came back and won.
They came back and won that bad boy, man. Let me tell you something. LeBron, allegedly got fouled and poked in the eye by Draymond Green. And then he comes back down the court and hits a deep three. Dude, the whole game was just amazing. Like it was going back and forth like two heavyweights, man. It was phenomenal. Yes, so the win locks the Lakers in for the 7th seed in the playoffs. They will face the very sneaky Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns in the first round of the playoffs. Golden State, they still alive, okay? They got to play the Memphis Grizzlies for the 8th and final spot in the Western Conference playoffs, man. So this is interesting. I'm liking this play-in tournament situation, man. Memphis eliminated San Antonio Spurs in the other Western Conference playoff tournament game last night as well, man. So I like it. It's exciting. Let's keep it. It is what it is, man. That's all I got for sports right about now. Gary with the T, what's up there, man?
All right, y'all. Tamar Braxton and Tamara Maui Housley, y'all, are putting the past behind them. It's being reported, y'all, that the two friends and the former The Real co-host shared their emotional coming together, y'all, on their social media. Now, they're saying, y'all, that fans were surprised and happy to see Braxton leave a beautiful, sweet note, which Maui Housley, y'all, couldn't help but to reply to it. Now, they're saying, y'all, that Tamar left a broken heart emoji, a teary-eyed face, and a regular heart emoji. And Maui Housley then replied to her former The Real co-host, adding, "Hi, Tay-Tay, I miss you," with a sad face emoji, y'all. Now, they're saying to many people, y'all, surprised. Tamar, y'all, wrote, "I miss you too," and so much, y'all, with a couple of other emojis, y'all. And people are saying this is a good thing because, they both were on The Real. Both of them left The Real, but Tamar left unexpectedly, and they're saying, Tamara, she left because she wanted to move to another part of California with her husband, whatever. But people saying they're so glad that they are back together, and hopefully all of them get back together along with Lonnie and all the other cast members, which is a good thing, though, because we love them. But some people saying they make it together and make their own show. So we're going to follow this story and see how this all turned out. But I'm glad that Tamar, accepted Tamara, and Tamara accepted Tamar. And they were good on the show together when they were on the show together, The Real. So we're going to follow the story. All right, the color today is one of my favorite colors. My color today, y'all, is beautiful summer fig. On the high end, you say summer fig, and on the low end, you say beautiful purple. That's your color for today. Brad, what you got coming up in the hot spot?
Coming up next in the hot spot, y'all, we lost another one, a comedic legend. I'm going to tell you all about it up next. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
The hot spot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and
that's hot.
You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 29 before the top of the hour. Y'all, the segment's being brought to you by Credit Repair. Don't let your low credit score keep you from getting the things that you want. For your free credit evaluation, credit report, and score, go to creditrepair.com, creditrepair.com. Brad, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brad Tat Tat, and this is the Hot Spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. Oh, man, comedian legend Paul Mooney. He's passed away. He was 79, according to TMZ. The comedian, writer, and actor's family confirmed that he passed away from a heart attack on Wednesday morning at his home in Oakland. Paramedics tried to revive him, but they were unsuccessful. Journalist and TV host Roland S. Martin initially broke the news about Paul's death, saying he received a call from Paul's cousin, Rudy Ely. Martin said his cousin, Rudy Ely, just called me from Paul's home and said that he passed away 2 hours ago after suffering a heart attack at his home in Oakland. He continued, Rudy Ely told me that Paul had been suffering with dementia for some time and had been living with him. Rudy said Oakland paramedics tried to save him after suffering a heart attack this morning. So on Wednesday morning, a statement was released from Mooney's Twitter account saying, "Thank you all from the bottom of our hearts. You all are the best. Mooney World, the godfather of comedy. One moon, many stars. To all in love with this great man, many thanks." Ricky, I saw what you posted yesterday, and it put me in tears. And it's just, that story was incredible. So if you could just give us a little bit of it.
Yeah, when I got my first little job, at BET, I was working out there in L.A. on BET Live with the show that Michael Colley was hosting. Paul Mooney was a guest. And when he came in, when he was walking in the door, and I introduced myself, I said, "Hi, I'm Ricky." He said, "I know who you are. I know who you are. And you're funny." He said, "You keep doing what you're doing." "You're from where?" I said, "I'm from Alabama." He said, "You're funny. I like you. Keep doing what you're doing. You make me laugh. Everybody don't make me laugh. You make me laugh."
You sound like him.
Yeah, and the last time I was out there in I was performing at what's the Tommy T's that Special K? What city is that?
San Fran.
Yeah, San Francisco. And Paul Mooney came both times and stayed in the dressing room the entire night. Usually you take a nap in between shows, but you know, Paul Mooney in there, he got guests coming in and out. You can't tell him to get out your dressing room. So you had to enjoy it and brought him on stage, shared the show with him, let him do whatever he wanted to do. And the last time you had to kind of help him on and off the stage or whatever. And I don't know, for some reason I felt like that was my last time. When I left, I felt like that was going to be my last time seeing him. I just felt something. And I was absolutely right. But he was so nice and so kind to me. He always came to my shows when I came out there to the area. He came straight to my dressing room, sat in there, ate the food, had drinks, and enjoyed himself. And I absolutely will love and miss him. He was so nice to me.
Wow.
And an inspiration, too. You know, just always just get behind you. You know, because, you know, Brad, being an artist, you feel a little, you know, sometimes low self-esteem kick in and you don't feel confident about your work.
Right.
And then when you get somebody like Paul Mooney to come and tell you that
poke your chest out.
Poke your chest out that you're good. That's why I came. He said, you're good. That's why I'm here. Other than that, I would have stayed in the bed. That's what he said.
You sound just like him. Well, y'all, we're going to send prayers and condolences and big old hugs wrapped around his family and his loved ones. And we're going to wrap up the hot spot right there. But coming up next, we got Special K with the news that you absolutely positively cannot use. And why don't y'all hit us up for them wake-up calls at 866-9-RICKEY. That's 1-866-9-RICKEY. Time now is 25 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Liar! I believe him, yo. I don't know why, but I do.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show 10 before the top of the hour. Y'all, Special K got news you're positive that absolutely cannot use. What up, big dog?
Man, here's what's happening, man. People always ask me, why you always looking so mad? I'm always looking so mad because usually I'm mad. And I'm usually mad about something that's so petty. I have a lot of pet peeves, and I you know how sometimes you have to evaluate yourself and think maybe you the problem?
Right.
I have so many pet peeves, so many little things, and I think as a part of getting older, you have so many little things that just bug the hell out of you.
Facts.
So, okay, real quick, if anybody on here got a pet peeve that's petty, meaning it ain't got nothing to do with your life, but it just bothers you, and you want to share it.
Popping
before
gum.
I get into my list.
Popping chewing gum.
Yeah, man.
Chicks, women popping gum on a plane, the front tables at a comedy club. It goes straight to my nervous system. Let us know how deep your cavities are.
Yeah.
Maria, do you have one?
You know what? Mine is along the line of Ricky's. It's just like smacking, but juicy mouth smacking. Your mouth.
You hate to see me eat some old crab legs. I'll be like,
I'm talking about juicy. Like you watch a whole load of laundry.
Brad.
I done been around somebody juicy mouth and humming. Ain't no music on.
That's because they happy to be eating, girl. I'm one of them, so I got to stay away from you.
It can't be that good. It can't be that good.
Okay, Brad, I know you got one.
I hate when people are in a crowded room and they phone ring and they take their phone call in front of everybody. I don't want to know your business.
Sickening.
Step out. Step out.
You know what I call it, Brad? Putting on a show.
I hate that. Just
Yeah,
step out.
annoying as hell.
Putting
The
on
person
a real
called you.
performance.
Step out and have the conversation.
Step
Not
out.
in front
Rock
of everybody. Yep.
Rock T, you got one?
Man, I got two. Talking
I
during
got
the
10.
doggone movie and people who walk slow.
Uncle Bruh, both of them. Uncle Bruh on both of them. Uncle Bruh, Uncle Eugene Smiley, both of them. Talk through the whole damn TV show. Be quiet,
fine.
Uncle Bruh.
Gary, you got
Everybody
one?
say it together. Be quiet, Uncle Bruh.
Uncle Bruh.
Gary, give me one.
I don't know. Mine is when people just stare at you and don't say nothing. Why you just staring? Shit, it makes me so
Because
doggone
you
mad.
look so good, Gary.
Yeah, but damn it, speak.
Yeah, say something. Because it's just creepy other than that, right?
Yes, hell, just
That is weird.
It's just weird and creepy. All right, so
That's
look.
what happened. We went to that basketball game. Something was wrong with that man that was staring at Rock T. Something was wrong with him, though. But once his eyes locked on Rock T at the basketball game, he got fixated. And he was staring at Rock T for about the third and the fourth quarter, and he didn't blink.
All right, so look, I'm going to run through a couple of them that I got that that's so petty and so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I get irritated when people ask for way too many items on their sub. Like, if you in front of me and you ordering a sub and you just ask for every single thing that they got back there, for some reason I get annoyed. And because it looks so big and so fat and so full, I'm like, you can't even eat all that. You just got everything.
Why are you worried about somebody else's food?
I know, Brett. That's it. Because I ain't got no business worried about it, but it bothers me. I don't like I don't like people who I don't like people who ask a question and then answer the question at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Where you going, to the mall?
That's relationship stuff. Yeah, that's that relationship.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Where you been, at the barbershop? Like, why'd you ask me that? You just answered the same question. You know what else? I don't like people who blame everything on zodiac signs.
Hold it. He's half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Thursday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. A$AP Rocky, honey. A$AP Rocky has declared that his lady is Rihanna, y'all. He said, y'all, that the love of his life is definitely Rihanna. Now, during the interview, y'all, with GQ Magazine, when asked how it feels to be in a relationship, he said, quote, so much better when you got the one, he said. He said she amounts to probably like 1 million of the other one. And he also added that, I think when you know, you know. He said she is definitely the one, y'all. And a lot of people say, well, that's great, but I don't understand how Rihanna could even be with this man, because I kind of did a research on him to find out all the women he dated. And he dated Chanel, supermodel Chanel Iman. He dated Rita Ora, Iggy Azalea, Tiana Taylor. They say he dated Kendall Jenner, and they say he played with Kylie Jenner. That's too much. That is too much, and that's too much public. This woman, Rihanna can't go.
Well, Gary, Rihanna dated a few people too. I mean, before people come back to one another or end up dating, they date people before that.
Yeah, but you can't go to a party and all these women might be there. Hell, you got to look at these women. They say, girl,
it don't matter. That happens sometimes. We all in the same industry. The people that are if they together, let them live. Don't do that. Let them live.
Maria,
it's bad to be at a party with a woman that has slept with everybody, and I done did that before.
Well, I don't think that's Rihanna.
Well, you know what I love about A$AP Rocky, because he talked about, like, you know, dealing with, like, you know, sex addiction. I wouldn't call it sex addiction. Well, he liked to have like threesomes and just lots of women. Yeah. And he was talking about how he had this like big California king size bed so he can have like a lot of women in bed with him. So the fact that he's being so vocal about committing to one woman, I think that's something to be celebrated, because, you know, it's a sign that the love is real and he's ready to settle down, and, you know, he's satisfied with everything that Riri is bringing.
Once it's in you, no, ma'am. No, they got a pass. We all have a pass, but no, ma'am, honey, you're not going to sit here and be with me, and you done been with all these women and
well, Gary, that's why you're not with her or him. Let them live.
They definitely ain't going to be with you.
Well, I guess not, then, honey. Well, I just don't like that. That's
got to
just
be
pray
cool.
for him, Gary.
Wake up
but
at
Rihanna
5 o'clock in the morning, tell all of them get up, go brush their teeth. We about to do it round 2.
Oh, Lord.
God.
And she was with a billionaire. That's what hurts me. So, when you left a billionaire here for him, no, ma'am, honey.
She wasn't treating her right, Gary. She got her own money. It ain't about the money for her. If they love each other, let them do that. Come on, Gary. We got to get you somebody.
Speaking of love, Brad, honey, Lori Harvey, baby, they say she's the heartbreaker. Now, it's being reported, y'all, that Future may be throwing shade at Lori, honey, in his new song, honey. Now, they're saying, honey, he put on his new song, you know what? He said to Steve Harvey, he said, you know what? He made it very clear, y'all, that Steve Harvey said that, honey, that, you know, Future was not the guy. Michael B. Jordan, y'all, was the first boyfriend, honey, that Lori and he ever liked.
Well, that's an honest answer. What's wrong with that? That's how he feel.
Well, but Future say, tell Mr. Harvey I don't want her. And everybody saying that's cheesy. They said that's very childish, Future.
It is. And I'm just like, you talking about somebody that's been around the corner, boy. I mean, I you know.
Yeah, man. If Future spit out some bubble gum and a chick go and step on it, she'll be pregnant. That's how fertile he was.
Yeah, so honey, he said, Mr. Harvey, I don't want her, but they say Future, that was childish, honey. But Lori broke his heart. She with a man, honey, that's doing movies and making money, and he don't have a whole bunch of chilling or anything like that. So, you know, hey, she did what she had to do, honey. So congratulations, honey, to Lori Harvey and Mr. Michael B. Jordan, y'all.
Yes.
Yes, honey. And in my final story, y'all, baby, Miss Johnson Hernandez said, baby, Wendy Williams wanted to talk to her after the show. She said, first of all, Wendy wanted to talk to her after the show when they had that argument last month during the interview she did with Entertainment Night. She said, first of all, I don't want to talk to that itch. She said it, honey. She said she was very rude. And the host, no matter who you are, she said you still should be respectful to the people that sit in front of you and speak to you and give you their story and their time and their conversation. Then she wanted to say, when she threw the flowers at me, she said when she was being real disrespectful and not acknowledging the fact that when Latinas and black women sit on her couch, she always, honey, going for inhalation. She said, so she don't give me my props. She said, and I don't like that. And she said, and I'm 35 years her junior, and she don't give me no props. Unquote. That's
well, Wendy don't owe nobody no props now. She don't have to say nothing nice about you, and she didn't have to have you on her show.
Well, wait a minute now, Brad. And you know I like Wendy Williams a lot, but honey.
I mean, that's true. And maybe she has said some things about Jocelyn, but what we seen from Jocelyn on like Love and Hip Hop wasn't good. You know, maybe they should have had a conversation before she came on the show.
Yeah, but Wendy don't have the right to just talk to her crazy. So I love Wendy dearly.
I think she did good in that interview. Wendy could have let her really have it. I felt like she came a little different and handled it more mature than she has in the past.
What'd you say, Maria?
She did show her some love. She did show Jocelyn eventually. She said, yeah, you know what? You are killing it. You're doing a great job. You have a great show, but she stood firm in terms of, who she is as an icon in media. But I agree with Brad. I think that Wendy handled that not like the typical Wendy would, back in the day. She was very
like when Omarosa.
She kind of listened to what Jocelyn had to say.
She did listen. She did. Mm-hmm. She did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but let's not say Wendy. They're not saying she don't have to have Jocelyn on her show, because Wendy, with Jocelyn being on with the show, honey, she need guests. So, honey, she needed Jocelyn on the show.
She don't need guests. Now, a lot of people are in line to be on that show. She don't need guests. She agreed to have her on there. There's people that want to be on there that Wendy be like, nope, too.
Let's talk about how fine Jocelyn is. Ain't nobody said nothing about that. That thing. Woo,
I second that motion.
Let's talk about that. Boy, that thing thicker than cold oatmeal. I swear.
Sleeping on that one, boy.
Oh, my God.
I think she's when she opened her mouth and started talking.
I think she's married.
Who's she been married?
She's getting married. He's a producer. He's on, I think, that show she's on. That tall, light-skinned guy. I can't remember his name, but he's a producer.
Like somebody
and they seem happy.
Yeah, somebody drew her and just made her come to life. God took his time with that one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The color of the day, damn it, is summer figs. On the high end, just say summer figs. On the low end, just say purple, child. That's the color for the day. Proceed, whatever.
Y'all give it up for Gary with the T. All right, it's on the morning show. 24 minutes after the hour. It is Thursday. Let's go.
Wake up. Wake up. It's time to get yourself together. Niggas, they woke you up this morning. Slid you in your house shoes. Go and be better. Wake up. Encourage each other and be productive. The Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Wanna know where you calling from? So come on and tell us and just wake up.
Hi, I'm Ginger, and I want to wake up my Nana and my friends and my mommy and everybody at my school and my friend Gia. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
This is Lonzo, calling from Cincinnati, Ohio. Want to give a wake-up call to my lovely wife and my kids so they get ready for school. Get on that bus. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Good morning to my Hot 105 friends, to my mother, Queen. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
I want to send a wonderful shout-out to the seniors of Southwest High School and Peach County High School from y'all's favorite, Dr. Latia Deshaun Williams. I love y'all.
Hi, this is Keisha and CJ calling from Charleston, and we want to tell everybody from Pitter Patter Christian Academy and my nursing school, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Come on, Charleston, wake up. Baton Rouge, wake up. Tallahassee, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Come on, Montgomery, wake up. Columbus, wake up. And Albany, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Hey, appreciate it, Brad.
You're welcome, Rickey.
All right. Give it up and show your love right now for the one and only Church in 60 Seconds with Pastor Brad.
Oh, yes. Greetings and salutations.
Say that again there.
Greetings and salutations. It is a wonderful day to be alive.
It is, Pastor Fred.
Brother Rick here. I was in Memphis, Tennessee. Over the weekend, Tennessee.
Not with the N, with the T, Tennessee.
And as I was there in Memphis, I believe a young lady was being sort of fresh with me.
Oh, no,
Yes. Oh, it astounded me so. But what really baffled me was she was trying to wink at me, but it looked as if her eyelid was carrying a lot of weight. She had some lashes on, and it seemed as if her eyelid could not carry the weight of her lashes. And it just bothered me so because it made me think about so many people that are going around carrying weights, carrying things that have them bound. It looked to me like her eyelid was struggling. The muscles in her eyes were struggling. Somebody right now is struggling, trying to carry people, carry things that have you bound. But you got to learn how to lay aside every weight. Lay aside them lashes. Lay them aside. Take them off. Your eyes can't handle it. You can't see. When you take them off, you'll be able to say, I can see clearly now. My lashes are gone.
Pastor Fred, how can you be reached?
You can follow me at the real Pastor Fred when you take off them lashes.
Black Thunder, what's going on?
Jotline, what's going on? Jotline, what's up? What's up, Rick? Hey, what's up, Rock? Or Brett, everybody, Gary, all y'all. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Y'all good this morning?
Are you coming to work?
Yeah.
Jotline came to work while you hollering at John.
Nah, I'm coming. I'm gonna be there. I just got one little stop to make. I just gotta make one little quick little stop. I gotta. As soon as I do that, I'll be over there. I gotta stop at Party City. I gotta be there when they open up.
Why can't you come to work and then go to Party City?
No, cause I gotta be there for they open up and make sure don't nobody get in front of me in the line. Cause I gotta get.
You got your that's what I'm talking about. You got your priorities mixed up, bro. Party City don't open up to 10 o'clock. Black Thunder, we be at.
Hey, shout it. Calm down. Look, you gonna stroke out. Look, listen. Relax. Okay, shout it. Relax.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out why you can't come to work.
Shout it. Look, relax. Take a breath. Shout it. Count to 3. Look, shout it. I'm gonna be there. As soon as I run the party shit, I gotta be there when they open up.
What time they open?
I gotta get my little boy Halloween costume.
What time they open?
They open at like 9 o'clock.
No, 10.
Shout it. I got to get my little boy a Halloween costume, but I gotta be there early before they open up. Cause last year it's too late. I gotta get there before they open. Cause they say
Halloween
you get
costumes
there too.
ain't even out on the shelf yet.
Shout it. That I'm gonna be the first one to order him because he want to be Black Panther this year.
He want to be what?
I got to get there early. My little boy.
He want to be Black Panther.
Yeah, he want to be Black Panther. I don't want to wait till the last minute. Because last year I waited till the last minute. My baby mama got upset with me and put me back on child support. I ain't trying to do that
it's
no more.
May. You talking about October?
I know, yo. I'm trying to be there early.
So are the Black Panther costumes coming out today?
I don't know, Shotty. I'm finna ask him, because, it's like getting J's, You
could have came to work, bruh.
No, Shotty, I got to get the cartoon, because last year he couldn't be Black Panther. And she was upset because he had to go with Donald Duck. He just put on a hat, T-shirt, no drawers, and walked out.
So you're not coming to work?
No, Shotty.
Hey, man, get on the phone, man. You play too much, man. See, I don't believe your excuses. Bruh, you're not coming to work, Black Tony?
I said on though. I gotta do this though, because my little boy don't want to be disappointed.
Right.
What was he dressed out last year?
That ain't funny.
He had a hat, the T-shirt on, and no draw, and walked outside and got in trouble.
Hold it. He's half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
All right, 7 minutes after the hour, y'all. Rickey Smiley, the morning show. Gary has the tea and the color of the day. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Thursday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Russell Simmons, he needs to be ashamed of himself, y'all. It's being reported that he is suing his ex-wife, Kimora Lee Simmons, y'all, for stealing his shares of an investment in an energy drink called Celsius, honey, to bail her husband out of jail. Now, according to the Jasmine brand, y'all, they're saying reports that Kimora allegedly, y'all, used the stolen funds to pay for her husband's legal fees, which were used as collateral for a bond connected to federal charges against her husband, Tim Lesnar. Now, Simmons said Kimora knew full well that Lesnar would need tens of millions of dollars, y'all, $44 million to be exact, to avoid jail time, to stay out on bail, y'all, and to forfeit monies for victim compensation. Now, Simmons claims that Kimora used, y'all, the shares from the energy drink company without his consent and unlawfully. He says, y'all, that his accountant spotted the mysterious charges or whatever. Now, they're saying that Lesnar pleaded guilty to criminal conspiracy to violate the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act back in 2018. Now, he was charged, y'all, with conspiracy to commit money laundering, and he only faces, y'all, 25 years in prison if found guilty, y'all. Now, they're saying that the lawsuit filed by Russell will not look good for his ongoing case, y'all. And that's sad, y'all. But, I mean, Russell, he was friends with that man that Kimora married, her new husband or whatever. He's a European man, and he and Russell were friends or what have you. I think she should let Kimora, keep the money, because all the stuff that she went through when they were married and stuff, and get her husband out of jail so he could be there for the children, because she does have a child or children with this man. So is that a bad look? I mean, Maria, y'all think Russell acted
Well,
out?
I read, Gary, that they actually went in on that deal together. So the three of them invested tens of millions of dollars together. And so, I've always found the dynamic between Russell Simmons and Kimora Lee just so interesting because, of the friendship that they've maintained and his closeness to, other men that she's dated and been married to. So, I kind of feel like he had to see something like this coming,
That's what I'm saying. So why are you acting like that? And didn't he allegedly have to leave the country because of all those allegations against him? And he went step on the island for a while, so maybe Kimora couldn't reach him when he was out there on the island. So she couldn't call him, so she had to do what she had to do.
I wish they could work this out a different kind of way instead of him just suing her. I mean, Lord have mercy. They've been great friends for so long, and they've been co-parenting their children, and I just wish it could be handled a different way because they were like a super duper couple back in the day. We was like, ooh, Russell and Kimora,
Exactly. Yeah. So, and how old was Kimora when she married Russell? 12? Was she young?
Oh,
wow! You knew he was going. You knew that shade was coming.
I mean, I knew she was young, but anyway, moving on, child.
12.
Oh, she was. Oh, okay. In other celebrity news, y'all, and Brad, we talked about this yesterday. Kim Kardashian, baby, she do not want her kids to talk about Chris Humphrey, y'all. Now they're saying, y'all, that she voiced him. They was only married for 72 hours, honey. And she said they got pictures of her crying and Bora Bora and what have you. And she don't want them cheering to see that her crying like that. And she hates Chris Humphrey for whatever reason it is. But she said she does not want her kids, honey, to see anything or even speak his name, honey, in their lives. But a lot of people were saying, well, girl, you should not want them to see when you did that tape with Ray J when he was playing the flute. So, I mean, so why you don't want him? This man, they were married. She was married to this man.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Don't even ask, Rick. Don't even ask. I think when her kids grow up, Gary, she probably should just have the conversation with all of them as they get older about the things that they're going to read and see about mommy and get them ready for that because they're going to come across it. So I don't know if she's waiting till they get older to see, but the whole Ray J thing, the Chris Humphries thing, like she got married and it didn't work. She did get married though, so I don't think that's such a negative thing.
Well, but if they see her,
I think people go way too hard on Kim Kardashian because she could have took another route, right? After that sex tape, she could have took the raunchy route. But I mean, look at the $1 billion empire that she's built, and then all of her, work in terms of social injustice and getting, innocent people out of jail. I just sometimes I feel like people go too hard on her.
Well, I'm sorry, Mariah, I beg to differ, honey. She was a thief. She stole from Brandy Mama when she was the assistant, and honey, then she slept with the brother, and that's how she got rich.
Gary, people do have a past, and she was positive, but for good.
Whatever, honey. So, I don't know Kim Kardashian. But anyway, congratulations. All right, the Kahlua today, honey, is one of my favorite Kahluas. My Kahlua today is summer figs. On the high end, you say summer figs, and on the low end, you say beautiful purple. That's your Kahlua for today.
Y'all give it up for Gary with the T. 12.
Did you see that post?
People are talking.
Here's what's trending on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, listen, the comedy world is missing one of the greatest to ever do it. Yesterday morning, Roland Martin, Unfiltered, was first to report that Paul Mooney had passed away at the age of 79. I don't know, I'm hearing some kind of I'm hearing myself again in my earphone. I'm sorry. Paul's cousin actually called Roland from Paul's phone and said that the comedy legend had died 2 hours earlier after suffering a heart attack at his home in Oakland. And it seems that Paul had been suffering from dementia, quite a while, and had been living with him. Listen, so there's not a black comedian today that does not owe Paul Mooney for paving the way, and that's facts. And joining us on the phone from L.A. this morning is fellow comedian and somebody who admired Paul Mooney like I did. Y'all please help me welcome the one and only St. Louis's own Guy Torrey, y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He got kicked out of Trump University. What up? Good morning.
What up, boy? How you feeling, man?
Yeah, man. You know what's scary is actually exactly 24 hours ago to the minute, I was up yesterday on my phone searching for photos for a project I'm working on, and I came across a photo of me and Paul Mooney. And I don't need it for this particular project, but I just saved it anyway. You're in your iCloud or whatever, and I was in my Dropbox, and I saved it on my phone for some reason. And then 2.5 hours later, I get the news about, the legend, Paul Mooney, man, which is very eerie feeling that happened at that time.
You know what? That's funny, Guy, because the night before I couldn't sleep. I woke up like 1 o'clock in the morning, went back to sleep about 3:30, and I was like, my heart was heavy. I was just feeling heavy. And I said, I had fell asleep on the couch. I was about to go get in the bed. And right before I got out the couch, I said, Lord, please don't let nobody else die right now.
Wow.
Because it's been a lot. And I just felt that the wind was blowing. It was just something was really, really eerie. Reminded me when my grandmother passed. And sure enough, by the time we got off the air, we had heard that Paul Mooney passed away. Now, before you even got the news, you was up at 5 a.m. Yeah, you just said you was looking at old pictures and stuff. What are some of your biggest memories of Paul Mooney?
Man, my first memory of Paul Mooney, man, meeting him, in person was at the Comedy Store after one of my, Fat Tuesday shows, and I was in the parking lot with Joe, my brother Joe, and Paul walked up to us and told Joe, hey, Joe, you better look out, look over your shoulder. Guy has that Belushi syndrome. He's like, what's that? He waiting on you to die so we can blow up. That Jim Belushi. Waiting on you to die, Joe. Just watch your back. I'm like, what the hell? But he always told us that, man. But what he always told me, man, was, don't be afraid to make people uncomfortable, when you're telling the truth, but make them laugh at the same time. He was all about the no filter. He was the no filter long before any of us.
Hey, I was at Tom Joyner house last night. I was at Tom Joyner. Okay, I can't talk about that on the air.
Great Tom Joyner.
Yeah, I was over there though, but I can't.
Okay,
catch yourself.
Yeah, I can't.
Catch yourself.
Let's keep it moving.
But wait a minute, listen. Okay, we're gonna have a whole conversation because that's my favorite thing to do is to go over Tom Joyner house. I swear. That's okay. Yeah. But Tom Joyner said last night.
I know he had some red bottom slippers on.
He sure did. Tom Joyner said last night he was at a show that Paul Mooney did, and Paul Mooney would not come on stage until he had every damn white person had got mad and walked out.
Oh yeah,
right.
That was his
Paul
thing.
Would have that midnight spot at the Comedy Store, man.
Right.
And he would fin what you see him popping up like toast, walking up out of there, man.
Special K, what's your experience with Paul Mooney?
Yeah, well, when I used to host at the Uptown Comedy Corner in Atlanta, Paul would come on a regular. And I remember one night I was hosting, and we had just got through taking some pictures in the green room, and I went out to introduce him. And the way I introduced him, I said something like, you know, he is one of the OGs of the game, man, one of the oldest, you know, most guys who's been around for the longest.
Oh, God.
And I went, and he came out on stage. He took the mic from me. He said, N-word, you look 2 years younger than me while you talking about
Hey, guy.
He said, how dare you? He said, how dare you?
Right. Guy,
you look 2 years younger than me.
But let me say this right here. Guy, if Paul Mooney did not like you, he didn't have no words for you. But if he liked you and respected what you did on stage, like at the Tommy T's out in Oakland, he would come and sit in my dressing room the entire night and made himself comfortable and enjoyed himself, and he just wanted to be around you. And I'm like, Paul, eat the food, drink whatever you want or whatever. And I was just so happy that he was just there. You know what I'm saying? Gary Payton came. It was me, Gary Payton, my boy Roosevelt, and Paul Mooney. We was in the dressing room the whole Saturday. We did 2 shows, and Paul Mooney never left. He said, you funny, man. You funny. And it was just a blessing, man. I knew that that last time he was there, I could see that he was dealing with dementia. And I knew that I wasn't going to see him again after that. I just felt it when I left. That's why I hugged him like I did and thanked him for being there.
The last 2 times I saw him, man, this was like maybe 4 years ago. It was 2017, actually. I was in San Jose. My nephew was playing soccer in college at the time, and I went to his game, me and my sister, his mom, and Chris Rock was performing in Oakland at the Paramount. And I said, yo, we're going to go. I took my sister to see Chris Rock, and Dave Chappelle was in town doing a show across the town, so he jumped in on the show and did a guest spot. And then in the audience, man, was Paul Mooney. And the picture I posted on my Instagram is a picture of me and Paul Mooney, and then me, Paul Mooney, Chris Rock, and my sister Roberta. And at that time, I knew. I said he just wasn't there. You know, it was something that it was on my heart. I was like, man.
You know what, guy? Remember that special he did in Atlanta?
I was going to talk about that. He did the Godfather of comedy.
Yes, guy. I came. And he made me go. He said, you're going on stage. I said, Paul, this is your show. I'm here to support you. I'm not going on stage. He said, yes, you are. And he pretty much pushed me out on stage or whatever. I was like, I can't perform because I'm performing in Atlanta, in 2 weeks. I don't want to get in. He said, you're going on stage. He said a few cuss words that I couldn't say. So, but you can't say no to Paul Mooney. I had to go out there on stage. But I was just happy to be there with him, man. And God just has allowed us to experience people like Paul. Y'all met Richard Pryor. I never met Richard Pryor, but just to be in the
you met Richard Pryor. If you met Paul Mooney, you met Richard
absolutely
Pryor,
just the Paul Mooney, John Witherspoon,
Rodney Winfield.
Right. I said, oh God, that flight from L.A. all the way to St. Louis, sitting next to Rodney Winfield after a night of drinking and partying.
Rodney was doing more than drinking.
oh yeah. I was excited when I saw him get on the plane. I said, Rodney Winfield, sit right here. And when he sat down, I'm like, man, what I done got myself into, man. Rodney been drinking.
Yeah. Rodney was on that Betty White.
Ooh, boy.
People don't understand. People don't understand, man, that Paul Mooney, man, was really supposed to have been the first host of the Comedy Act Theater in L.A.
Right.
He was supposed to be the first host, and he turned it down. He told Michael Williams, I'm not doing no N-words, S-H-I-T. And then he said, you should get Robin Harris. You should get Robin Harris. Robin Harris should host.
Right.
And it would have been, it would have been a different story, but Paul was one of the few black comics that was allowed to perform at the Comedy Store back in the day. Is he, Jordan Witherspoon, and Richard Pryor. And Myra J. and Marshall Warfield, man, they used to wait to go on stage because they didn't allow too many black people on stage back then. So if Paul Mooney didn't show up, then they got the opportunity to go up. If Paul showed up, they wasn't getting any stage time. But that's how it was for blacks in white establishments back in the day. That's why this documentary I'm doing is so important, and we're telling those stories.
Well, man, guy, I really appreciate you coming on, man, talking about Paul Mooney, and being a comedian, being a professional stand-up comedian. I will always celebrate, because we celebrate rappers and singers all the time. Comedians don't ever get no love. And I was on the phone with Hope Flood. We're going to put us together a comedy award show. We're going to be celebrated, because while everybody out here doing all this other stuff, which is great, man, comedians never get a big night. We never get celebrated. We always use to warm up people and make people laugh to celebrate other stuff. But, man, we're going to get back in the fold, and we're going to put comedians on this show because I am a comedian. I'm proud to be a stand-up comic.
Yes.
And because before radio, it was that stand-up on stage all night. Ladies, man, love you, man. Let everybody know how they can follow you real quick on social media, guy.
Well, I'm at the Kansas City Improv this weekend. Come check me out. You can check me up on IG, Guy Torrey. But my favorite Paul Mooney joke was when Biggie and Pac both passed away, and Paul Mooney said, "I know they're both in heaven because they both had faith."
Wow, that's funny. That was Paul Mooney. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all give it up for the one and only Guy Torrey. Hey, shout out to Joe. Shout out to Joe. Hey, tell Joe I said root to the good bros.
Hey, man, I don't talk to Joe.
Hey, guy, real quick. Tom Joyner told me last night how you and 15 other dudes, y'all talking about y'all gonna play SQ, and y'all beat each other up. Yeah.
And the chapter never came to the university.
Guy Torrey, y'all. All right, Rick's About the Morning Show. Hey, it is about that time for y'all. Jeff Johnson got 3 things you need to know. What up, Jeff?
Hey, what's up, y'all? Listen, Rick, on Monday, people in Ohio are probably going to be more excited about vaccinations than anybody in the country because the drawings for and the weekly winners are going to start being announced for the Ohio Vaccine Lottery. Have you heard of this?
Nah.
Man, listen, the governor of Ohio put something in place where those who are full citizens, permanent citizens of the state of Ohio, who register for this lottery and have been vaccinated are eligible to win $1 million or a full ride scholarship. So if you're 18 and over and you received at least 1 dose of Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson by the Sunday before the weekly Wednesday drawing, you're eligible to win $1 million. If you are 12 to 17 years old and you received at least 1 dose, you are eligible to win a full ride scholarship. Ohio going hard, man. To try to get these people vaccinated. And I'm talking about full lump sum with taxes paid as soon as you win. And so, again, it begins on Monday. If you are a Ohio resident, you better hurry up and get to OhioVaxAMillion.com and register because you can get some money. The second thing I want to talk about, Rick, is, man, I really enjoyed you and Guy talking about Paul Mooney, man. He to me was probably one of the most unsung brothers in all of Hollywood comedy entertainment. There's so many people that owe their careers to him. There's so much work that he did that nobody ever knew that he did. And one of my favorite moments, Rick, with him, I was in the airport, and he came up to me, and he's like, "Jeff, I love what you do." He said, "But you're never going to be who you're supposed to be because you keep talking to black people on black stuff." I'm like, "What?" He said, Yeah. He said, "You're never going to know what it means to be powerful until you get white people to pay you to talk good stuff to black people and make white people mad." And I was,
oh, wow.
And I was like, I said, "Wait a minute." He said, No. You have no feeling in the world until you cash a check from a white person who paid you to make black people feel good and make white people angry. And I said, "You know what, Mr. Mooney?" I said, "I got to make that happen." And what I loved about him, as much as he was a trailblazer and being one of the first blacks that did things in certain places, he never flinched in his commitment to our people, to our power, to our knowledge, to our advancement, and to our celebration, just in a way that nobody else knew how to. And so I, like you, just want to celebrate him, all that he did for us as a people. But more than that, the brother just committed to excellence.
Right.
All day long and without ever talking about it. He just did it. He just showed up excellent. And if you got it, you got it. And if you didn't, you didn't. So celebrate to Paul Mooney and excellence. And in that vein, Rick, before I get out of here, my last thing is somewhat personal. On Sunday of this week, there is a woman by the name of Evelyn Davis. And Evelyn Davis, Rick, was my childhood Sunday school teacher. On May 23rd, she is going to be 100 years old.
What?
Yeah, brother, she's going to be 100 years old on May 23rd. And when I tell you, this was a woman who started out raising her babies in Cleveland in the 1950s and being a stay-at-home mom, and she was working odd jobs, working at a school, and she started talking to the principal, Rick, and in her conversations with the principal about how much she loved young people, one day the principal ultimately came to her, took the broom out of her hand, handed her an application to Kent State's teaching program, and told her that was going to be her last day on the job scrubbing floors. She started teaching in 1960, and after 30, didn't retire until 35 years later. Man, she was, I didn't really truly know what a gangster person was until I met her. And 2 years ago, Rick, there was a story about her in the Cleveland News because she fought off a carjacker.
Wow.
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
First of all, she was 98 driving.
Wow.
Second of all, one of these youngins tried to get her for her car, and she fought this boy off. But more than anything else, Rick, she taught us the power of believing in ourselves and that through God there was nothing that we couldn't do. And so I just had to take a little bit of my time to celebrate Evelyn Davis turning 100 years old on May 23rd of this year. Ms. Davis, I love you so much. I wouldn't be who I am if it was not in part for you. I thank you for instilling in me a love for God and instilling in my spirit a fighting spirit. Happy birthday, Evelyn Davis. I absolutely love you. Rick, those are three things I got for you. Y'all can follow me at Jeff's Nation on all social media. And I'm talking to y'all next week, brother.
There it is, man. Hey, appreciate you, Jeff.
Next week.
Yes, sir. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up. Oh, man, Whitney Houston, I'm saving all my love for you. Top cheating song. I didn't know that was a cheating song. How did that become a cheating song?
Yeah,
Listen to the words.
I'm looking at the lyrics, and I don't believe Whitney said that. No.
I'm shocked.
You shocked? I'm shocked that you chose it because I would have never chose this song. I used to sing this song, but looking at the lyrics, Rickey, she said, a few stolen moments is all that we share.
And what else she said?
She said, you've got your family and they need you there. She said, though I've tried to resist being last on your list, but no other man's gonna do. I'm saving my love for you. But this is the part that bothered me. She said, my friends tried to tell me to find a man of my own.
Yes.
I didn't know she was doing that. I did not know that.
Wait, but run those words again, Gary.
She said, a few stolen moments is all that we share. Your friend, you've got your family, and they need you there.
Oh, wow.
Though I've tried to resist being last on your list, but no other man's gonna do so. She said she was saving all her love for him. But then she said, but this is the part that really touches you. She said, it's not easy living all alone. It's not. She said her friends tried to tell her, find a man of your own. She said, but each time she tried to get a man, she just break down and cry because she just didn't want nobody else but him. She said, because I'd rather be home feeling blue.
Yes,
so I'm saving all my love for you.
So she said she'd rather be at home by herself, not with a man that loves her, but she'd rather be at home by herself feeling blue. So I'm saving all my love for you.
I would have never thought.
That's the side piece anthem.
That's that man laying it down.
Huh? What'd you say, Maria?
I said that man laying it down. I mean, all that. Like you go be with your wife and your family, and I'm just gonna wait over here patiently. Like, oh my goodness,
and be sad.
And be sad.
Until she divorced.
She'd rather be sad with him than to be happy with somebody that she don't like.
Yeah.
Oh, I think all of us has been through that. Everybody had that testimony. I'd rather be sad and be with you than to be happy with somebody that be eating and have white stuff in the corner of their mouth. That's really nice and make a lot of money.
But he used to tell her that they would run away together, though, Rickey. She
said what?
She said, you used to tell me that we'll run away together. She said, but love gives you the right to be free. But he said, be patient, just wait a little longer. He just stringing her on. But it's just an old fantasy. She
said, that's just an old fantasy.
They'll never leave.
Oh, Oh, man, you caught up, boy. That's why you don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Think about it. Wait till you see the divorce paper. What they need to do. What's the process, you know, where you won't have no, well, I'm not talking about the Portia situation. That's something totally different. But you don't want no, what do you call it, the layover.
Yeah.
Overlapping.
Overlap. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Get the divorce papers where you won't be sitting at home like Whitney Houston say in the song and suffering and going through all of that stuff. Golly, she'd rather be at home feeling. But see, when you get a woman like that, you putting it down. That's right. You making love. You ain't even taking your Timberlands off. You got you tearing it up with some Timberlands on. You got grip.
Yeah. Putting in that work.
He said, I'm going to throw it all away. I'm going to put it all on the line. My goodness.
Say what, Maria?
I'm going to put it all on the line. Like, I'm going to wait on that thing. No parts of that. No parts.
You want none that good, huh?
Golly, that's when you getting broke off. Man, that's like being on crack. You hit that one rock, that one hit, man.
News headlines, entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 27 minutes after the hour, y'all. The front page news is being brought to you by America's Best. Don't overpay for eyewear. Visit America's Best and get 2 pairs and a free exam for just $69.95. It's not just a better deal. It's America's Best. Maria Moore, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Here's a look at today's news. Yesterday, President Biden said he expected a de-escalation in the airstrikes in Gaza, although the Israeli airstrikes on Gaza and rocket attacks by Hamas on Israel continue. Officials on both sides express optimism that a ceasefire could come within days. The House voted to create an independent bipartisan commission to investigate the January 6th Capitol attack, with 35 Republicans voting in favor. But Mitch McConnell, minority leader in the Senate, said he opposed it. Governor Greg Abbott of Texas signed a bill banning almost all abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy before many women even know they're pregnant. The law goes further to allow private citizens, even someone who's not a Texas resident, to sue doctors or anyone who helps a woman get an abortion and seek financial damages of up to $10,000. The law is set to go into effect in September. Lastly, policing reform is slowly taking place in some U.S. cities. The L.A. County Sheriff's Department says it will reverse its past policies and begin releasing the names of deputies who shoot a suspect within 30 days of an incident. Over 15 law enforcement unions have endorsed new plans for policing that no longer protects bad police officers. I'm Maria Moore on IG at Maria Moore, sitting in for Eva, and that's a look at news. Rock T, what you got in sports?
Well, let's start off with, it's official, man. Former quarterback is back in the NFL. 33-year-old Tim Tebow signed his 1-year contract with the Jacksonville Jaguars to begin his journey as a tight end. Yes, indeedy, man. This is going to be exciting to watch, man, this story. I think he's going to perform well. I think he's going to win that position, and he'll at least be number 2 on the depth chart. In the meantime, NBA play-in tournament went down once again last night. Golden State Warriors lost to the Lakers 103-100, man. Steph Curry dropped 37 points, but it wasn't enough because King James. LeBron hit the game-winning deep three-pointer. The win locks the Lakers into the 7th seed in the playoffs, Rick. They will face the very sneaky Phoenix Suns with Chris Paul in the first round of the playoffs. Golden State is still alive, man. They got to play the Memphis Grizzlies for the 8th and final playoff spot in the West. I love this play-in tournament,
I don't know
man.
if Memphis can. That's going to be a good game between Memphis and Golden State. They're going to have to ball out, though. Golden State got so many weapons.
Memphis got to play a perfect game.
Right.
Yeah, man. Golden State should win that one. They should get in as the final 8 seed.
I got Memphis.
Still makes them dangerous.
I got the 901, man.
In the playoffs.
You finna have Project Pat mad at me, man. I got Memphis, baby. Let's go. Bark, bark.
Chicken.
Bark, bark.
Chicken head.
Ball head,
scallywag. Ain't got no head back.
Chilled up. Hey, can we play, we're going to play Chicken Head tomorrow.
No, we got to play that. We got to play that,
I love that damn song.
Matter of fact, I want that as my sports report. I want that as my sports music.
Right. That would
That's
be
what I
good,
got for
though.
sports right about now, man. Yeah, get it ready, Super Day. Tomorrow, Rock T Sports is going to be chicken head. Let's get it, man. The Brad got the hot spot right now.
The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
All right, y'all. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, it is the bottom. That's right. Is 29 before the top of the hour, y'all. This segment is being brought to you by the Tom Joyner Fantastic Voyage, y'all. Listen, man, the Kings of Crunk will be on the Tom. I feel like I was on the Fantastic Voyage last night, sitting at his house last night for 4.5 hours. It was a fantastic night hanging out with Tom Joyner. That's my new favorite thing to do. I feel like I was retired last night. I can't go no further than that. The Kings of Crunk will be on the Tom Joyner Foundation Fantastic Voyage Saturday, November the 6th through the 14th, featuring Bone Crusher, East Side Boys, Young Bloods, Shop Boys, them Franchise Boys, and DJ Unk, and the Yin Yang Twins in Trillville. Hey, call 214-495-1963. That's 214-495-1963 for details, or go to blackamericaweb.com. Hey, what up, Brett?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brett Tat Tat, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. Kanye West has not decided if he'll run for president again in 2024. According to a letter obtained by Fox News and issued to the Federal Election Commission, Kanye responded to a request for further information in which his team said that his 2020 committee that prompted the request is exploratory. The letter states Kanye has not decided whether to run or become a candidate for president in the 2024 election, and that the activity of the Kanye West 2020 committee, that's the same thing I just read, but this RFIA, and they said the same thing. It's strictly exploratory. Moving on, y'all, the former group 702, Total, Danity Kane, 3LW, Black, and Cherish are set to unite for a BET reality show. The show is called BET Presents the Encore, and it'll feature Pamela Long of Total, sisters Irish and Lamisha Grinstead from 702, Shamari DeVoe of Black, RB O'Day of Danity Kane, Keely Williams of 3LW, and the Cheetah
So
Girls.
Oaktown 357 can't get no love? Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Felicia and Fallon King and Sherry Cherish. Also, solo artist Nivea will be joining the show. And executive producer Carlos King said in the statement, "I felt that the girls group just never got its just due. And I, as a content creator, wanted to educate the masses on who I feel are the forgotten sisters of music. I wanted to pay homage to that industry and really give these women an opportunity to share their stories and their struggles." The 10-episode series will premiere, y'all, on June 9th. What else I want to tell y'all about?
What about Silk Times Leather?
Come on, man. That's the first. It's just a woman in me. Hey, you know, that's the first group I ever opened for. The first show I was ever on. I got the flyer. The first show I was ever on, it was Silk Times Leather, and I was hosting that show. That was the first big show I was ever on. That
was Jermaine Dupri's first group, Rick.
Yeah, man. Silk Times Leather. I could not believe that was happening to me. I was like, wow.
You was excited.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. We're going to wrap up the hot spot on Rick's excitement right there.
I had a Tiger Print shirt that I had got from Merry Go Round.
Come on, Tiger Print.
I had these glasses that my friend Keela and Julius, they helped me get dressed, and I had these little MC Hammer pants, and I had got a Hawaiian silky cut into a fade.
Come on now. Oh.
I went down there to this little beauty shop called Fashion Etc. and Dot and Doc. Man, Dot, this lady named Dot, she used to do my hair. She did put the little Hawaiian silky in there. And man, I had them doggone curls at the top. I had that thing faded down. Man, my joint was looking like Matt Barnes on the ass. I was swear. And I had one that got me a necklace at the kiosk, man. I drove all the way to Atlanta and went to Greenbrier Mall and bought a necklace and drove all the way back to Birmingham just to do that damn show with Silk Times Leather, where I got paid $200 And you know who the promoter? The promoter was former Auburn running back Joe Cribbs. He was he stopped playing for the Buffalo Bills and the Birmingham Stallions, and he became a promoter. And he's one of my favorite people on this earth for giving me such a great opportunity. Put me on like 3 of my first big shows. Running back Joe Cribbs from Auburn and the Buffalo Bills and the Birmingham Stallions. Man, I absolutely had to tell that story. Thank you, Jesus, for letting me have breath to tell that, Lord. Here I am.
Ooh, coming up next, y'all, we got
Rickey Smiley Morning Show, baby.
All right, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, we are always excited to introduce one of our HBCU graduates to the show. And our next guest earned his doctorate in electrical and electronics engineering from the one and only Morgan State University in Bmore, Baltimore, Maryland. Y'all, please help me welcome the director for the Center of Racial Equity at Walmart, Dr. Marvin Carr.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Dr. Carr, man, and thank you for joining us to represent one of our favorite partners, Walmart.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir, man. We're so excited. And I know last year, especially people started looking into what their favorite companies were doing to bring about change when it comes to systemic racism. And how is Walmart addressing diversity, equity, and inclusion in society?
Well, we're taking a multifaceted strategy. The company's finding areas where we can contribute our resources that will end society's perpetuation of racism and discrimination. So in June 2020, Walmart and the Walmart Foundation committed $100 million over the next 5 years to start the Center for Racial Equity to address racial disparities in the United States.
Well, can you tell us more about how the Center for Racial Equity and Walmart Corporate are working together on racial equity?
No, we are focused on advancing equity in the national social systems in 4 areas: criminal justice reform, education, finance, and health. And so we have 4 teams within the company focused on these strategies. We call them shared value networks, and they are studying the systems and identifying how Walmart can help shape these systems to reach more equitable outcomes. And so through these shared value networks, there's natural overlap with Walmart's capabilities, such as products, services, technology, sourcing, jobs, and advancement. And we think about how can we advance racial equity at scale. I mean, there are Walmarts all over the world. And so the centers closely tied with these teams, we're focused on directing that $100 million in philanthropic support to extend the impact of the business and our philanthropic work in those areas.
$100 million. Dr. Carr, man, give us a brief progress update on how the Walmart.org Center for Racial Equity has made so far.
So we just made our first, well, not just, but we made our first investments in February of 2021. We distributed $14.3 million and grants to 16 different nonprofits. Some of those examples are the American Heart Association's Bernard J. Tyson Impact Fund to improve health equity amongst the African American community. We have the Student Freedom Initiative, which provides alternative financing for historically black colleges and universities, using seniors majoring in STEM education, which is my background. I went to Morgan State and studied engineering. Lastly, with the Echoing Green and Racial Equity Philanthropic Fund, we support social entrepreneurs and communities across the U.S. to grow their organizations. And with LIST, the Local Initiative Support Corporation Chicago project, we focus on equitable outcomes in Chicago across health, wealth, and opportunity. And this is just the beginning of the investments we're making through the Center for Racial Equity.
Right. Now, Dr. Carr, what would the Center for Racial Equity be focused on going forward?
We're thinking deeply about how we can spark collective action on racial equity. So we're going to continue to support organizations that are doing the work of racial equity and changing society's systems. So not just, making investments in projects that have temporary change. We're thinking about how can we cause long-lasting change to systems that perpetuate racism and discrimination. And so our initiatives will fund research, advocacy, innovation, tools, and stakeholder convening and capacity buildings, particularly focused on communities of color and more specifically among Black Americans.
All right, man. Thank you so much to Walmart and Dr. Marvin Carr from the Walmart.org Center for Racial Equity. We are grateful that you are committed to making a difference and sparking change. Thank you so much, Dr. Carr. Appreciate you, man. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.